G'day enthusiasts, and welcome back to Rob's Shed. Today I'm going to share with you something a little bit different, and even though I'm smiling and happy, I'm actually frustrated today. So we've decided to down tools and actually make a little video about when things go bad, because things have gone bad. Now, when we completed the last video, we'd made these two panels that fit in here, and we still had these corners to make. Now this idea's evolved a bit, and this panel in here has evolved a bit since then, but these are the ones we made last time, and this is the piece I added to the edge. Now, it's a bit tricky because it's got to have the right curve to go this way for the back of the car, and it's also got to have the right curve this way. So my ideas have evolved a little bit. When I did this one, I took a piece of straight metal, put a straight fold in it, and then I used the shrinker and the stretcher, and you'll be able to see the little teeth mark along there and along the sides. So I've spread this edge out here to get the curve this way, and I've shrunk this one along here. And that works fairly well. Very time consuming, very fiddly. Since then I've made another couple of them, and I've used the pull max to actually run this line down here, and that's worked a lot better. But I got this one as far as we are here, and I looked at it, it functions. The outside panel hooks onto the edge like I wanted it to do, and it clips in there basically like that and forms the back of the car. Fits beautifully. But then I started looking at it and wondering about what I could do to improve it. And it comes down to the design of the car and the timber boards that fit inside it. Now, it's got a 3/4 inch thick board, which makes the lining of the back of the car, and I decided I was going to actually increase the fold on the top of the sheet metal by 1/4 inch, making it 1 inch wide. Originally, there's a 3/4 inch wide piece of flat bar that fits along the top. I'm going to increase that to 1 inch, and that'll add a lot more strength to my car body than what the original Ford one did. And then I thought, if I set this side panel in by 1/4 inch, and then I can have my 3/4 board will tuck nicely inside that, the outside skin will come over and sit proud of it by 1/4 inch, and that'll increase the strength substantially. So that meant that I needed to shift this line in at the top 1/4 inch. So it means making new panels here. Now, originally I made these panels out of a piece of 1.6, and I decided because the tailgate's going to be hanging on there and it's going to have the latch at the top, if I went up to a little bit thicker piece of material, so I'm going up to a piece of 2mm sheet, that will just stiffen all this up in here and make it a lot more solid, because we don't want the tailgate to be rattling around and pulling the car around as we're driving down the road. So that's the Mark II design. Now come with me and I'll show you where I've stuffed up today and my backwards and forwardsings and things like that. So we'll just move around to the bench. Okay. Now this is our Mark II panel down here, and what I have done that's completely stuffed it up is I've cut way too much material off here, and when I put this piece on here and line it up, I wound up with a gap. And then the main thing is keeping this curve in it that matches the back of our body, because that's the corner of the car. So it comes back down to that piece of metal we made for the hammer form. That's the correct curve in there. Checking it back on that and checking it back on that. Thought I had it in the right position, marked it out, cut it, cut too much off, and then sat it all together, and when it would have been welded it would have pulled it in out of line. So everyone makes mistakes. We all have bad days and muff-ups and things like that. You feel like a right muppet at the time, but it happens to all of us. So what I've done is I've just shaped this piece of sheet metal, welded it on here, and now I can grind that back and retrim it. And I've also got to add a little piece in here. And part of the muff-up was I made a measurement that should have been the distance across from in here, and then I put it on the end of here. This is supposed to have a little bend added into it that I haven't done, and so everything just went completely haywire. On the plus side, I've changed the design a little bit, and I've added this little tab on the top here, and that will actually hold that rail that runs to the front of the car, so the side rail that fits in there. So that'll have a little step put into it for the thickness of the material. The other piece will sit on top, and when we assemble the car up, it'll get welded up. So in total frustration, this is my day. It's Saturday afternoon, and I'm wishing it was Saturday morning and I hadn't made all these stuff-ups. I'm Rob Teal. Thank you very much for watching. If you like our movies, please give us a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give us a thumbs down. We'll try and do better next time. And subscribe. Thanks guys. See you next time.